as we work down, stack the hands and place the elbows outward. Release your forehead down. Your very first feeling is 2 points. The front of the forehead and the pubic bone. First, sink into those points. Feel a heaviness right at the base of the nose. Allow the pubic bone to sink and settle into the mat. Nod your chin yes a few times, just slight movements, and no a few times. Notice how the head is situated right on the very top of the spine, the atlas. As you notice that, start to breathe in through the nose. Let the breath move through the back of the throat with intention, all the way to the belly. And then to release back. This first part, we've got that attention, base of the nose, pubic bone, back of the throat, navel center. Let your left big toe start to turn outward, finding the inside edge of the foot. Bend that knee upward and outward. Find the 90-degree bend in the knee. And keep everything else the same. That focus on the base of the nose, pubic bone, back of the throat, navel center. If it feels like you would like to, when you inhale, straighten out the left leg. So just unbend the knee out to the left. And as you exhale, rebend it to 90 degrees. That might not be the right thing for you, but if it is, go ahead and do that. A good 5 to 10 breaths, just really slowly lengthening out and bending. Next time your knee is bent, lift the forehead and lengthen out with this right arm. Use the left hand to roll yourself to your side. Keep that knee bent and then grab your ankle. You grab it on the inside, lay the head along the bicep of the right arm, and look down at your big toe of the right foot. Take a few breaths here. As you exhale, press your sacral bone forward and try to lift the knee up as you're pressing the foot down. Keep that attention, base of the nose, pubic bone. Move the breath through the back of the throat. Anchor at the navel on the exhale. Lift the head up. Move your right hand so that when you come around, you can roll to your back, bending the right knee and wrapping around the thigh or the shin bone with a figure 4 with the left knee. Release the head down, the clasp of the right leg, and take the right arm overhead. Grab your left ankle and try to use a little momentum to roll right onto the side. Gaze down at your big toe of your right foot. Now notice whether you can perhaps inch this left foot up a little bit, press it down, and then possibly lift the right leg up so that you're bringing as much of the right leg up off the mat as you can and having this tension between the left sole of the left foot and the inner groin of the right leg. Release this down, point the right toe, and from here, we're going to go to Sphinx arms. So you can bend your left elbow as you come down, spread the fingers, let that knee go 90 degrees out, and walk your elbows just below the shoulders. We have this opening up in that I think it's the left actually, left leg. And now let's work a little bit with the crown of the head, the neck, and your breath. Close the eyes for a moment. Breathe and imagine the crown of the head being lifted up. As you exhale, try to pull the navel right up off of the mat. When you inhale, the belly will relax downward, expanding. Lift the crown of the head. Exhale, pull that navel right up off of the mat. Few more breaths, really internal today. Then allow your chin to drop down to the chest. Rotate your chin over to the right shoulder and then try to look behind your right shoulder. So even if the head can't go any further, imagine the eyes are trying to continue to turn behind you. Now lift the solar plex and the crown of the head, and when you exhale, pull that navel right up off the mat. Release that. Cross the hands, palms on top of each other, move the elbows outward, and the forehead comes down, anchoring back to the pelvis and your forehead, and stretch out that left leg. Shake your hips side to side. When you pause, Feel a heaviness in the hands, in the forearms, in the forehead. Open up the throat. Take the right big toe and turn it outward and then bend that knee. It's a 90-degree bend. And remember now, when you inhale, maybe you can straighten that leg out, dragging the inside edge of the foot along the mat. And when you exhale, rebend it. Next time the knee is bent, extend the right arm forward and, let's see, left arm forward and roll over to the side. Grab that ankle. Plant the foot right down on the thigh and look down at your big toe. These first few breaths, again, very internal practice today. Allow yourself to inhale, and when you're exhaling, try to press the sacral bone forward, lifting the knee up to the ceiling. Taking this left arm, start to bring it down. When you're rolling to your back, sneak that ankle across and just reach around to grab around that leg with a figure 4 feeling. Continue with that full deep breath. Manipulating deep inside the body. Between the shoulder blades and the hips. How the head meets the spine. Releasing the head down, bring the hand overhead. Stretch out with the bottom leg and grab that ankle. So that as you're rolling back to your side, make sure you look down so you can see the big toe. You might be able to pull this top leg so that the foot goes a little deeper into the inner groin, and then lift that leg up. When you lift the leg up, engage, breathe. Again, when we roll to our belly, we'll make those sphinx arms. Allow the elbows to be bent, keep the knee bent, and walk the elbows right underneath your shoulders. Go back to that feeling of pubic bone into the mat, crown of the head lifting. When you exhale, try to pull the navel up off of the mat. Gazing or dropping your chin down to the chest. Turn the chin over the left shoulder. Once you find the range of motion, continue with your eyes alone. When you exhale, try to pull the navel actively up off the spine, or back to the spine actually. Releasing that. Stack the hands, move the elbows outward and forehead downward. Stretch out with that right leg. Simply move back to breath. Maybe shake the hips side to side a bit. Then lifting the forehead, take the hands to the lower rib cage, walk the knees in, widen the knees to the width of the mat. So the knees will work to the width of the mat. The feet can be slightly inward and curl the toes under. Lift up to your fingertips and bring them as far forward as you can. Then tuck the tailbone. Rolling back, bring your sit bones as close to the heels as you can, tucking the chin in. Drop the elbows down and pull through. Lifting back up, tucking in and rolling back. Stay with your breath. You can even close your eyes and find that inward feeling of moving towards the navel to the tailbone and then opening up from solar plex to crown of the head. So you get those two opposite actions. One more. Now keep the toes curled under, lift up into down dog, and pedal the feet a few times. Go ahead and start to move into the hips a bit. Moving maybe right knee towards the left, left knee towards the right. And finding that. Lift the heels, lower down to the knees. Let's do a pop of our hands upward, lifting up through the arms. Bringing your right leg forward and your right arm behind you. So we'll be in a twisted kneeling warrior. Just breathe out through the fingertips. Imagine that you're trying to press something down with the palms of your hand and then gaze over your left shoulder. Each exhale, imagine you're still trying to take the navel up off of the mat, like when we were laying down. So we're pulling that navel back to the spine. Windmill with that left arm, come back onto your left heel and lift up with the right arm for a half camel. Lifting up, take that left hand, bring it forward, and then bring your right arm on top for eagle arms. Breathe all the way up with the elbows. Take your gaze up at your thumb. And then pull the elbows into a tuck of the tailbone. Plant your right hand and lift your elbow up. So imagine the elbow lifting, 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 and then lift up with the hand. Try to drop really deep into this right hip. Press the ground away with both the right foot and the right hand. And then circle the left hand back. Wrap underneath again. Wrap the arms. Lift. Take your gaze upward. If that doesn't feel safe to take your gaze upward, simply look straight ahead. We'll do that a second time. Unwinding first, landing back on your left heel and lifting with your right arm. Lifting back up, re-wrap again. And this second time here, and you maybe start to feel like there's a beach ball right here. There's a beach ball rounding, coming forward, plant the hand, and then pull your elbow up. Try to drop into the hips, lift the elbow. Now, if you wish, curl the left toes under, straighten out through that left leg, and then lift up with the arm. You can stay on your knee, or you can engage that full left leg. Bringing the left hand back to the hip, down to the ground, and bring that left knee back down. And bring your right leg back. Settle back up into down dog. We'll take a good 5 to 10 breaths here. You can stay in stillness or walk the dog as you wish. Lift those heels and widen the knees to the width of the mat. See if it's okay to stay on the toes. Might not be, so you can lengthen out with the feet. And then move to your tripod fingers. Tuck the chin in, tuck the tailbone in, and keep working backward. Elbows down, pull the heart through. And back up again. Move inward. Really, when you plant the arms, feel like the forearms can pull you forward from solar plex to crown of the head. When you're on your fingertips, get a feeling that the toes to the heels want to pull you back. From there, to curl the toes under again, lifting up into down dog. You can stay in stillness, or if something more is calling you, move into it. Tap into your inner wisdom. Tap into your breath. This practice is not about the pose, but about your body, your connection to your body, the breath. Lift the knees, or lift the heels to lower the knees, and just pop those hands up again. Bring your left foot forward. Bring your left arm behind you, and press those palms down. As the palms are pressed down, gaze over the right shoulder. On your exhale, let the navel go right back to the spine, stretching out with the hands, down with the palms. Circling around with that right arm and back to a half camel. The other way. Lifting up, bring the right arm underneath, wrap for your eagle arms. Gaze at your thumb and look up for a moment. And then tuck the tailbone, coming forward, unwrap so that the hand can come right down, left hand right next to the foot, and pull it with your elbow alone. See if you can drop a bit into this left hip, press with the left arm, and then float the right arm up. Lifting up, head on back for a half camel again. Lifting up, bring the arm underneath, wrap for those eagle arms, and lift again. Coming forward, imagine an actual beach ball this time. Really grounding and finding that deep stretch. Plant that left hand right next to the foot and pull up with the elbow. Now we can stay right here, but if you wish, you can curl those right toes under and press back with the foot. Whether you're on your knee or you can engage that right leg, then extend up with the arm. Go back each time to those connections. Base of the nose, pubic bone, back of the throat, navel center. Bring the hand back to the hip, down to the ground, and drop that knee. We'll send the left leg back and settle back into down dog for a few breaths again. Walk your hands right on back to your feet. We're coming to a stand at the top, at the back of the mat. First, drag the hands towards you, jackknifing at the hips. Turn the thumbs up, get a nice full extension through the spine, and find your lift up to that full stand. Once we're here, circle the left arm behind you and the right hand in front of you. Just like we did with our kneeling warrior. Try to press the palms down and reach out with both fingertips. Now, transfer your gaze down to your toes and try to pull your right hip back and push your left hip forward without disturbing the arms. Relax the left arm down, bring it underneath the right, and simply wrap for your eagle arms. Inhale, watch your thumb as you squeeze the forearms and lift up. Then sit down into a chair. Unwind the arms and bring the palms face down and straight out. Turn the palms up. When the palms reach towards each other, tuck your chin in. See if you can sit 2 inches deeper and then pull that navel back to the spine really strong. Stand all the way up. Let the arms float out to the side, down to the ground, palms facing forward, and take a few breaths just in the body, mountain pose. This particular series feels like it shouldn't be so hard. But when you add on the internal feelings of this, it can be very, very intense. So when you return to your mountain poses, find stability, find ease, find absolute strength, and then think about after you've created that, go upward, up to the mountain, upward, 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 and then find a place of ease and calm at the base of the nose. To really start to embody the mountain in your mountain pose. Turn the palms in and open the eyes. Now, let's just let the arms kind of flip-flop a little. Stay very grounded from your knees to the soles of your feet. And then we're going to repeat with the other side. So staying grounded here, breathe the arms up. We're going to work the right arm behind first. Turn both palms down and then press. As you're reaching out with your fingertips in opposite directions, press down as if you're trying to press a button with the center of both palms. Then look down at your toes. As you inhale, expand. As you exhale, start to pull your left hip back and your right hip forward. Or no, it's the other way. Your right hip back and your left hip forward. Something like that. Keeping that reach with the arms. Drop the right arm down. Up and underneath the left arm and wrap. Gaze goes to the thumb and we're lifting up, lifting. Start to sit into your chair. Unwrap the arms and bring them straight outward. Then turn the palms up. As the arms start to reach up next to the ears, tuck that chin in and keep reaching and tucking, reaching and tucking, and see if you can go deeper into your chair pose. Stand all the way up and drop those arms down. Allow the fingertips to move into gravity. Find the base of your mountain, close the eyes, and find the ease at the apex. Base of the nose, crown of the head. Opening up the eyes, just let the hands or the arms themselves kind of feel like ropes attached to the body and just flip-flopping. Then we pause, breathe the arms all the way up. From here, turn this left foot just a little bit and take a big step for Virabhadrasana 2. So, big step. Move your right arm behind you and your left arm in front of you and gaze over that left shoulder again. Reach out with your fingertips. Try to drag your left hip forward as you're pushing back into your left heel and drop deep into this right foot, right knee, and then gaze over your left shoulder. Drop the right arm, lift the left arm, and then transfer into your regular warrior. Reach out with the fingertips, lift up the rib cage, pull it together, and then press the palms down. Straighten the right leg, reach forward a bit and come into Trikonasana. You can bring a block, bring your hand along the right leg, or to the ground or the foot, whatever works for you. Take both hands forward and glide back with that right leg into down dog. Take a few breaths there, really just settling in, hands and feet. Walk your hands right on back to your feet. Jackknife at the hips. An engagement of the lower abdomen through the legs to turn the thumbs up. Reach and reach and reach. And from here, letting the right foot turn just a little bit. Step really big with that left foot. So more of a Virabhadrasana 2 length than a 1 length. Just kind of finding that place. And move the left arm behind you, turning the palms down, turning the gaze over the right shoulder, reaching infinitely out with the fingertips. As you start to press down with the palms, press back with your right heel and drop deep into this left hip and this left knee. Gaze goes over that right shoulder. Releasing the left hand down, circle the right arm around, and then lift both arms to Virabhadrasana 2. But more importantly, sink into those feet, rise out of the strength of them, knit the ribs together, and reach out with the palms, with the fingers. They don't call this warrior pose for nothing. When you really start to access the full dynamic of this pose, it's so intense. Straighten that front leg and start to reach out of the left hip. Again, you can always bring a block or come anywhere along the leg or the floor or the ankle or the foot. Trikonasana. Right? Trikonasana is all about the angles. Straight lines and angles. The straighter your lines, the deeper the angles, the deeper the stretch. Both hands will reach forward, slide back into down dog. Lift those heels to widen the knees to the width of the mat. This time, point the toes. So the toes go kind of inward, pointing towards each other. And you widen the knees. Reach those fingertips forward again. Tuck the tailbone, rolling back. Give that deep tuck, and then when the elbows come to the ground, anchor them down. Get a little resistance pulling forward. Solar plex, crown of the head. And as soon as you go to your fingertips, tuck the tailbone to the navel. Elbows down to pull through. Now start to make this more meditative. Stay with breath, inward turning. And walking the hands in, curl the toes under, and bring the knees to come together. Send both feet off to the right and stack your right ankle into the arch of the left foot. We're going to arc our left arm over, kind of creating a whole C curve right here. Then plant the hand down and separate the knees so that the foot goes into that thigh. Press out of the knees, lift the hips, and do that same kind of C curve with the right arm. Come back down, pick up that right knee and just kind of slide the left foot in and arc over. We'll do this in motion. One, come back, start to lift, open that left, down, lift, and let's do one more. Now release this left arm across, just kind of adjusting, and then pick up your right palm so it's facing upward towards you. Glide it underneath, and then take that left hand, kind of lift the left knee, and take the outside, back of the hand around the thigh or the leg in any way you can. Do that C curve here, but then turn. Come down with that left arm, keep the chin over to the right, and let's do mermaid pose. Both hands are to the left, both feet are to the right. Spine is lifted and extended, and you're getting a passive neck stretch to the right. Quiet the front of the forehead, widen the back of the throat, and lift those collarbones. Then lift the forehead. Unwind. I'm going to take this right foot. It can be in the ankle or across the left knee. And take a very simple twist to the right. Wrapping the left arm. Unwind from there, hands behind you to lift up and to place your left ankle in the arch of your right foot. Start to lift up with the right arm, planting the left, and right from here, it's like a C from the fingertip through the body to the toes. Take that hand back. You'll lift the left knee to move the right foot and then C curve this way. Come back, plant the hand, lift the knee, glide the foot in, and reach over again. Come back, lift, separate. Back down, find your lift, and come back again. One more. Lift those hips, open up. Coming down, slide that ankle right, or the arch of the foot right into the left ankle. From here, we're going to take this right arm up and left. The left hand comes around, you can kind of pick that knee up. As you're coming down, circle around, but your chin heads to the left, the forehead drops back. Find the spine, go back to the very beginning of class. Base of the nose, pubic bone. Where is that connection? Back of the throat, navel. Where is that connection? The legs might be going one way and the arms another way, but the spine, where is it? Just like your mountain pose. Allow a lift to the forehead and an unwinding of that left arm. We'll pick up the left foot. It can go heel into ankle or across. Wrap the right arm and twist to the left this time. Releasing from there, unwind the legs. Go ahead and grab underneath your knees. Make sure you're on your sit bones. Tuck that tailbone as you gaze at the navel. And then lift. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. And then lift. Next time you roll back, keep rolling. Go elbow, elbow. Slide the sit bones forward to the heels. And when you roll down, you can come any way you wish. You can have your bolster or your block or your blanket. Legs can lengthen out or knees can be tented. Turn the palms upward. Adjust the shoulder blades underneath you. And then nod your chin yes and no a few times. I'm going to use the technique of inhaling and exhaling. Each exhale, you'll count back from 10 to 0. Again, we've done a deeply inward moving practice. Let each count take you a little deeper inward, almost like you're a turtle or a clam, moving deeper inward. As you reach 0 or somewhere near 0, or whenever you reach inward, stay. Doesn't have to be to 0. Let's inhale. The exhale is 10. Inhale. The exhale is 9. All the way down. With the next breath, start to spread the fingers and expand the palm. Getting that reach through the arms. And rolling over to one side. And lift up to your seated position and bring the palms together. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. And I'll ask, we can return to our life with a calm mind and a strong and restored body. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Laura.